Under the deep blue sea off the coast of Europe, a dark shadow moved slowly. Not a fish, not a crab. It was a stranger, with giant pincers nearly a foot long, capable of snapping rock-hard shells in a split second. But it's not a native. It comes from halfway around the world, off the coast of Maine, USA. There, it supports a $600 million a year industry. A billion-dollar crab, but reviled as an invasive killer. What is it doing here, really? The question that has both scientists and fishermen puzzled: how did a high-class dish in an American restaurant turn into an ecological hazard for Europe's oceans? And the story you are about to witness may change the way you look at the ocean forever. The Discover, American Lobster Invasion. This $600 million species is attacking Europe's seas. In its homeland, along the coast of Maine and Canada, the American lobster is an icon. An adult can weigh more than 40 pounds, long nearly 3 feet, lived for more than half a century at the bottom of the cold sea. The giant claws are more than just weapons. They are survival tools. One crushes hard shells, the other tears flesh into tiny pieces. And its fertility, astonishing. A mature female can produce 100,000 eggs in one season. One storm doubles the population in just a few years. On the banquet table, it is present as a luxury dish. In the open sea, it is the spoils of dangerous fishing trips. An animal that is both a source of life and a challenge. But when it crosses the ocean, that very power becomes a concern for the European ecosystem. That power makes the American lobster a desirable commodity. But bringing it from the bottom of the sea to the dinner table comes at a steep price. Off the coast of Maine, fishermen drop hundreds of heavy steel traps, 40 pounds each one. They are arranged in rows, stretching for miles at depths of more than 150 feet. Inside, dead fish serve as bait.
Yeah, this could be fun for about 5 minutes.
Every morning, in the howling wind, fishermen have to pull up each trap with a cable. The Atlantic waves are fierce, reaching up to 20 feet, can lift the small boat like a toy. Just one turn of the wind, one strong wave, everything can disappear.
This could be fun for about 5 minutes.
For divers, the dangers are even greater. Diving into water just a few degrees cold, they must avoid getting tangled in ropes, nets, or running out of oxygen in the middle of the ocean. And even if they do reach their prey, those foot-long pincers can snap a finger in a split second. Fuel costs are rising. Bait and traps cost thousands of dollars each season. Prices fluctuate, sometimes skyrocketing, sometimes plummeting. One Brittany fisherman admitted, "Some days the waves are as high as a wall, but if I don't go out to sea, I'll lose hundreds of traps. This job is about survival, but it's also a gamble with life." A fierce battle between humans and the ocean just to bring this crustacean to the surface. And then, when it accidentally crossed the ocean, another battle began, this time in European waters. One of the most widely discussed theories is that they drifted adrift in the ballast water of giant ships. Every day, hundreds of container ships sail from the U.S. East Coast to European ports, pumping in millions of gallons of seawater, and with it, possibly lobsters that survived the long journey 3,000 miles. Another possibility, they escaped from experimental farms. Some fishermen or restaurants brought American lobsters to Europe in an attempt to breed them. If just a few escaped, they could establish colonies in their new environment. There are also rumors that tourists buy live lobsters and release them back into the ocean, inadvertently exposing them to unfamiliar waters. Whatever the cause, the consequences are undeniable. For the first time, scientists recorded the presence of American lobsters off the coast of Norway. And just a few years later, traps set in Scotland and France also began pulling up strange giant claws. A silent migration took place. At first, no one noticed, but gradually, their presence became more and more dense. And that was just the beginning of an unprecedented ecological conflict. When American lobsters arrived in Europe, the first to feel the pressure were the European lobsters. Smaller, weaker, and less fertile, they were quickly put at a disadvantage. An adult American lobster is nearly 3 feet, twice as heavy as the European lobster. In the battle for the rock cave, the vital shelter, the stronger one usually wins, and the odds are stacked against the native species. A species brings immediate economic benefits, but at the same time can wipe out thousands of years of ecological heritage. On the European market, American lobsters quickly became a valuable commodity. A fresh lobster could sell for up to $25 per pound, bringing immediate income to fishermen. For many, this was like a surprise gift from the ocean. Just by pulling the trap, they got a few dozen pounds of American lobster, enough to cover fuel for the entire trip. But the downside is clear. Europe's lobster industry, worth hundreds of millions of euros a year, is at risk of being wiped out if native species disappear, putting the livelihoods of thousands of coastal families at risk. The question is Europe really benefiting? Or is it borrowing from the future at a price it cannot pay later? Faced with the growing threat, Many European countries have taken action. Some have issued lockdown orders, ban on American lobster farming, strictly control the transportation of live seafood across the border. Local fishermen are encouraged to catch and release any. Some areas even offer bounties for those who bring in American lobsters. Thank you for joining us. The Discover on this journey of discovery. If you find the video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share so we can continue to bring you more amazing stories about the natural world. Leave your comments below. Which species do you think will be the next invader of the ocean?